Alrighty guys, so it's after hours here at the farm, and what I mean by that is that I've closed the farm stand, and usually I like to get flower orders a day prior to me cutting the flowers, because that gives me time to put them in the cooler and for them to chill, as opposed to cutting the flowers in the middle of the day. So let's say that someone orders a flower bouquet for the evening, then I would probably do the flower harvesting in the morning, very early in the morning, or if someone wants it for the morning of, then I would harvest the flowers in the evening before, so I can set those out in the cooler, and then they can have time to rest and chill, and they're nice and perky for the next day. So just one of the things that I have learned through the flower, just harvesting flowers, is to not cut them during the heat of the day, because it takes them a lot of work to perk up or stay fresh as you see them when you cut them. So my recommendation is to pick the freshest part of the day, so either very early in the morning or in the evening like we have today. So it's sunset right now, and I'm gonna do my walk through the garden, which is right behind me, is where I have some of the sunflowers that are starting to bloom right now, and that's where I would pick the best flowers that I know will do best in flower arrangements or bouquets for orders. So we're gonna take a rundown of that, and then I'll show you my process. The one thing that you do need are some shears, and then a fresh bucket with a bucket of fresh water, and make sure it's clean so that when you put the flower stems into that bucket, then they start to absorb the water and they stay nice and fresh. And then that if the water is dirty, then it might clog up the stems, and they might not suck up enough water for them to stay fresh. So I'm gonna get my bucket of water, and then we can do the rundown of how I choose the flowers. Okay, so this is the garden area for right now, of where I have the sunflowers, and I have another bed of sunflowers, but you see that these are the ones that are already blooming, and would make a really good option for me to cut from. So let's get this. So I'm going to show you the type of sunflowers that you want to cut for flower arrangements. Okay, so in the background I have my sunflower. Oh, let me prop this a little bit down. There you go. And so this one right here is just about to open, so that's the ideal point that I would want to cut my sunflowers. And the reason for that is because whoever is buying it will get to enjoy it for a longer period of time, meaning that if it's just about to open, then once the customer takes the bouquet or arrangement home, then the flower will start opening up, and that gives just the customer a longer period for them to enjoy the flower bouquets, because that's the point. So I'm gonna cut that one and bring you guys close. And so when I'm here at the sunflower, I want to cut deep enough, meaning like I want to leave a long stem so that I have a good amount of stem length to work with when I'm doing a flower bouquet. So I'm going to go right into the bottom. And you can see this is a very long I have a very long stem length, so you see, and then that's how it looks right now, that it's not fully open. And then I go ahead and clean them. If I have the chance to do that while I'm in the field, then I just go ahead and do that, and then that's it. It has some little nectar thingamabobber, but that's something we can clean once we have the time. And then I just make sure that it doesn't have any pests at the back end of the flower or in the leaves. And then that's it. We put it in our fresh bucket. And I'm gonna continue harvesting. Yeah, and I'm gonna continue harvesting the flowers around that length, and also that bloom time. So yeah, we can keep on watching that. Okay, I'm also deciding to cut some dill because it has some really nice flowiness to it. So I think this would look really good in a bouquet. And this is specifically why I'm growing the dill. And it has a really good stem length. So look at that. Maybe we can move that one. Alright, just wanted to show you guys that as well. Okay, so we have our sunflowers. Now we're going to go and pick out the amaranth. Okay, so this is where the amaranth is growing, and we're gonna go through the field. It kind of just reseeded itself, so I'm gonna pick some of the amaranth from here, and I'm carrying. Okay, so you can see there's an amaranth plant there. And then there's more throughout the field. So give me 1 second, let me sit down. There we go. Okay, so same thing with the amaranth. I'm just going to go through the field and see what stems look the best. That will go with the bouquet. I like the orange and the yellow combination, so I think that's gonna look really pretty. And usually what we want with the amaranth is for it to have long stems and straight stems, and it just gives it a nice flow to the arrangement. And again, you want to pick it when it's a fresh time in the day so that it holds up its leaves and just it doesn't flop over and kind of wilt. So I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so look, we picked the amaranth, we picked the sunflowers, and then we picked the dill. So our bucket of flowers is ready to be placed in the cooler. And so this is the process that I would do for flower arrangements or flower bouquet orders. So yeah, just wanted to walk you guys through the process. That's what I do in the field. It's really nice because everything is fresh and it's grown here by me, so it will definitely have an extra touch of love, that's for sure. And I would normally do I normally end up doing the arrangement or order the next morning, so I let these rest, and I've already cleaned them while I was here in the field, so that's an extra step that I just do while I'm here in the field, and then that gets taken care of. And then the other part would just be to make the arrangement itself or the bouquet itself and wrap it and have it ready for the customer to pick up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the process of how I do the picking of the flowers, like how I select them, and then of course how I harvest them, and then the care that I give them so that they last you the longest and so that the customer gets to enjoy them for the longest amount possible. When they are fresh cut flowers like this, that it's literally grown in the same place where the customer lives or is gonna pick them up and take them to a place nearby, it just has an extra meaning. because they're supporting local, and I'm happy to do my job as a flower farmer, and it just gives me happiness that I get to grow so many beautiful flowers and then just share them with all of you. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or would like to see what flowers I have available, then just message me, DM me on any of the social media platforms that you follow me, and yeah, we can go from there. So thank you so much for following the journey. Take care.